Hi, thank you, Hala. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, perfectly well.
Perfect.
That's Beirut.
Well, first, this looks amazing. I mean, I wish we were like back when we started this business in 2007. I wish we had something like this. I think everybody now in the MENA region hears about entrepreneurship and building businesses, while back then it was really not a very common thing. It was hard to actually find someone to talk to about entrepreneurship when we were starting our business. So, thank you again, Hala, for the introduction. Thanks everybody for being here. And for those who don't know what I do, I'm the co-founder and CEO of Woopra. Woopra is a customer insight platform that helps you see, analyze, and act on the data of your customers' behavior in real time. So the idea started in 2007, where um, basically I was running a few small online affiliate marketing websites, and I was looking for um, real-time customer analytics platform that helps me track customers in real time without having to wait 24 hours to update my analytics. And I wanted to act quickly on my data and basically fix things as they happen. So I started prototyping a small platform that helps me track people in real time. I can see them as they hit my website. I want to see what they're doing and what links they're clicking on, and I want to see my reports and my referrers being updated instantly. I wanted to see also every time my website is crawled by like search engines. So none of the services out there, including Google Analytics, solve these problems. All these solutions were focused on like general high-level view of analytics. So I started bootstrapping this company with the co-founder Jad, and it took us around a year to put something together without any funding, and we launched the product in 2008. Uh, when we first launched the product, when I was in Lebanon, one of the benefits was that I was literally ignorant. I have no idea what it takes to build a business and make it happen, and that was a blessing in the same time because if I knew how hard it would be to take a business from nothing without funding and build a global business that is used by 200,000 people, I would probably have thought twice about it back then. But I was lucky enough to be ignorant and just starting. So in 2008, we launched the product, and ideally what I wanted was to actually get people from outside Lebanon and outside my family to see this product and give us feedback. And I was lucky to see, for example, Michael Arrington, um, the founder of TechCrunch, covering Woopra from the day one when we launched the product. And from there, it gained a lot of traction. We were on almost every major tech media outlet out there. And people started adopting the service very quickly. So it took us around 2 days to fill our servers, where we were expecting to fill them in maybe 1 or 2 years. So it made us take a step back and reconsider our plans. And knowing that this company is going to be very successful, we maybe need to go back and raise some funding. So raising the funding from Lebanon was the biggest problem. Like literally in 2007, I tried to talk to almost every potential investor, and none of them were well knowledgeable about the tech entrepreneurship scene, and nobody would invest in tech. Everybody's into real estate and things that are more common in Lebanon. And so we had to set up the company in the US and start looking for potential partners or investors in the US. And that's where, I mean, the other problem was that we couldn't even charge customers. So we did not have any payment gateway in Lebanon to allow people to enter their credit cards and start charging them. So after researching this problem for a couple of years, explored the opportunity of maybe setting up an account in Dubai and work with PayPal, although they don't support the full payments gateway that is supported in the US and Canada. So we decided to actually start up the company in the US and start charging customers. In 2009, Woopra launched the commercial packages. We launched our billing system, and it turned into a profitable company right away from the first month. And from there, knowing that we were still in Lebanon, trying to operate the whole company in Lebanon, it was still very challenging for us because fundraising was still an issue. Although we talked to some VCs in Lebanon, it wasn't meeting the criteria or like the terms that competitors are getting in the Bay Area. So we got to a point where actually the company is making profits, but it's not growing fast enough. And we identified the problems. It was mostly because we are away from our customer base. We're not able to communicate and engage and market the product at the right place. So we had to actually consider moving to the Bay Area and start building the business from scratch, almost from scratch there. So early 2012, we moved, we restructured the company, we rebuilt the team, and around 1 year later, we managed to more than double the revenue there, and we grew a team of talented people that it was really hard to build in Lebanon. I mean, one of the other problems that we had in the Middle East was finding talents who have niche interest in some areas. I didn't want to hire just web developers or someone who can build a website. Woopra is a very advanced technology. It was very hard to find someone who can actually build a whole database management system. Not to just implement on top of a database, like build something from scratch that could be leveraged to solve the kind of problems that we had. When we moved here, things got a little bit easier, although recruiting is a little bit harder because it's very competitive. Like our block alone, where Woopra is headquartered, there are over 100 startups that are well funded. So still, like being in the bootstrapping environment would make it extremely hard to compete against those, or like work or like hire people in this environment. So the advantage, so there are advantages in being in both places, and it really depends on the stage of the company whether you should be in the Bay Area or you should be in the Middle East. On one hand, the benefit of being in the Middle East is that it's extremely cheap to operate there. Like recruiting, for example, or like employment or like hiring people, the budget for that is 10 times maybe less than the budget that you would put in the Bay Area. A good engineer in the Bay Area costs $150,000, while in the Middle East, you could spend $20,000 or $30,000 and you can get the same value. But the other advantage of Lebanon is that you don't have any other costs. I mean, like I was still living with my family. I didn't have to rent a place. The office expenses were extremely cheap. Overall, like the whole operations in Lebanon, from office and living expenses, I wouldn't have to spend over $1,000 every month. While in the Bay Area, the expenses go up dramatically. I mean, our expenses went up from a few $1,000s a month to over $100,000 a month by moving to the Bay Area, like 1 year after moving to the Bay Area. So there are benefits in both places. It really depends on your target market, what you're trying to do. I think initially it makes a lot more sense to bootstrap from the Middle East, spend a year or two building a company. Don't focus a lot on fundraising. It's not really something that you need in the Middle East to get something going. If you want to prove yourself or bootstrap your company initially, build a prototype to show it to investors eventually. You don't need money to do that. And then eventually, once you get to a stage where you need to grow your company, you figure out your growth strategy, that's when maybe you should consider worrying about money and if you want to move to a place where your market is.